Yeah, I ain't heard from you. Not that always was wrong.
Just wake up.
What's it called?
Okay, folks, we are live on YouTube. I got great news. We have had on occasion where only the audience is on, but we got it corrected. It's gonna be us, so, anyway. If I could, I would like to call the meeting to order. All the aldermen are here, including, our attorney, Rocky Eaton, and our clerk, Melissa Martin. And if, we could, I would love to have, Alderman Blake Noble, so this is a prayer and pledge. Excuse me, thank you.
Father God, thank you for this opportunity to gather together, Father, with so much on our plate considering new projects, new development all across Petal. I just pray that you be with us and you guys. Father, thank you for a chance to celebrate with some of our Eagle set outs today. And Father, as this meeting goes on, I just pray that you give us wisdom and help us follow and glorify your name. In that name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As we get started. Okay. Motion to adopt the agenda.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And of note, we'll make some of those changes that we had discussed earlier when we get to those particular, agenda items. Is there a motion to accept the consent agendas 1 through 4?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Or take 1 through 5? 1 through 5, yeah, they're kind of threw me off there. 1 through 5, got a motion, got a second, all in favor?
Aye.
All righty, can somebody bring me up the public comment? Oh, above that, never mind, it was 4, thank you. All righty, Jamie Steele, where you at? Oh, up here.
My helpers are handing some papers to you guys real quick. Okay, good evening. I'm here again tonight to ask the board to please enforce our city ordinances and make the situation with 106 Stevens Street right. It is clear that the board based its most recent decision to allow a building permit on a fraudulent appraisal. I am not confusing the language of the appraisals. I am quoting the exact language used and have provided you with copies of the referenced appraisals. I would also ask that these are added to the minutes tonight, please, Ms. Melissa. The appraiser asserts that the property went up in value by $50,000 in just a matter of weeks, while absolutely no work was done on the property. Work started on January 6, 2022. You allowed, and I believe encouraged, the property owner at 106 Stevens Street to continuously manipulate the numbers so an unsafe building could be rebuilt. The initial appraisal turned in, which stated the cash value was $35,000 compared to the building permit request of $50,000, equated substantial improvement. The end. Why is it so hard to enforce our city ordinances? On the same note, and as previously stated, Ordinance 9.36 has been ignored from the very beginning of this process and clearly applies to this situation. The building has been vacant since 2017, well over a year, and should be made to conform with current code. You each received an email on March 2nd, 2022, very early on into this process that informed you of this applicable code, but the city has chosen to and continues to ignore it and not enforce it. Your decisions and your apathy have consequences. The property next to my house is a fire hazard. The fact that a C2 property can be a restaurant or a bakery where food is cooked constantly just increases the likelihood of a fire disaster. Aside from the necessary buffer zone of 20 feet that should be provided, the current fence that stands between my house and the structure at 106 Stevens Street is dilapidated and falling over. The property owner of 106 should be made to provide adequate fencing as well as adequate buffer zone upon building at this location, which is clearly outlined in our city ordinances. I believe my children's speech was very misunderstood during the last meeting. They were actually saying how we know this board is made of people with integrity. That's why it's been so shocking and disappointing with your actions. How my concerns have been ignored, how the board refuses to enforce ordinances, how my family has been disregarded. That is what is shameful in this situation. I can assure you, I am not ashamed of my actions or my family's actions. All we are asking is that the rules be followed for our protection and for the protection of all future Petal residents. Please stop viewing me as an alderman's wife with some kind of pecuniary motivation here. My only motivation is as a mother protecting my children. I should not lose my rights as a citizen because my husband is an elected official, and that is exactly what seems to have happened here. Please do the right thing, enforce the ordinances that you are elected to enforce. Protect the residents of Petal, including my family. And so I ask you, what are you planning to do to ensure the safety of my family in this situation?
Okay, so your time's up. I have a statement. On March 18, 2024, the Board of Aldermen voted unanimously to follow its floodplain ordinance in granting the appeal of Trusted Homes of certain building department actions because Trusted Homes had provided the appraisal and cost estimate required under our ordinance. The city has no further comment regarding this matter due to threatened litigation. Thank you.
I'm not threatening litigation. I'm asking the board, not the lawyer, what do you plan on doing to ensure the safety
Ma'am,
of
I
my
speak for the
family in
city
this
and legal
situation?
matters, and we have no further comment. And I just explained why. Your 3 minutes are up.
No one is going to comment.
They're
There's no
following the advice of their attorney.
litigation threatened. I'm just trying to protect my family.
Okay, we've heard you. Your 3 minutes are up.
Thank you.
Miss Eunice?
Yes.
Yeah, come on up. Good, Miss Eunice, give us, what's your address?
53 Treadwood Circle.
You said 53?
Yes, sir. 53 Treadwood Circle.
Okay, what's going on? Something with a sewer bill?
Yes. Due to the fact, and I don't have it, I can't find it now. My husband passed and I was not in the house. And when I decided to move back into the house, they have put the bill on me. I know I'm married to him, but that's not my bill. And I understand why a lot of people nowadays don't want to get married for the simple fact of this reason. I'm going to do my part. I'm in the house. I'm going to pay mine. But I shouldn't be appointed to pay Mr. Boone's. I was not living there. I was living on the coast. And the bill is in his name. But when I decided to move back into the house after he had passed, they put the bill on me. And I don't think that's fair.
I'm not looking at exact policy that Alderman asked me, does the name on the bill matter? I think that it might. I'm not looking at our exact policy, but, I think you guys are gonna have.
It's usually, the deed is in Allen and Eunice books. So she's usually held responsible for the bill as well, because it was her husband.
And some of what plays into this, Miss Eunice, is some of the state laws that require us, obviously, we can't give away a service for free, so that's some of the conversation that the board would have amongst themselves. It's never a situation where we don't want help, it's just a situation where, if we do it the wrong way, they get to pay it, so.
And I can understand that if you don't, I even went to try to get some help. I went to PRVO. I went to the Christian Services. Christian Services only paid about $180 some of it. PRVO says, oh, that's a sewer bill. That's not a water bill. I understand that.
I'm not even on Petals Water, on Barrington's water. So it's kind of like, I have the money like that. I understand that he done that, and that is definitely a shame. It is, but I shouldn't have to be penalized for it. That's all I'm saying.
One of the hiccups, Ms. Eunice, we're gonna have, or some of the heartburn we would have, I think, would be that your name's actually on the deed as well.
Yeah, it's on the deeds of the house, but that's it. That's why I was able to go back in, because I was on the deeds
I
of the
think from a
house.
legal standpoint, they'll say, hey, y'all were in there together, that was, even though you say you were down on the coast.
Yeah, I have proof to show that I
The
was
state may come
on
in
the
and say,
coast. So,
hey, she might have been living down there, but it was still part of her property. Up here is what I'm afraid they would end up doing.
So her name is on the deed for the property and on the bill?
No.
Her
no,
name's not on the bill, her
No.
name's just on the deed.
that's it. I wasn't
Bill
even on the
under- I
mortgage.
guess it's her husband, it's in Allen Boone the third, does that would
That's
go-
correct. And when I was there, we didn't have no problem because I was precisely paying the bill at that time.
When did
To
you move
make
down-
sure.
I'm sorry, when did you move down to the coast, if you don't mind me asking?
About 2015, 16, somewhere like
Because
that.
the bill's about a little bit over $4,000, so.
Yeah, that's what I like to know. And I don't know how he done that. I really don't. He's supposed to be. Well, I know that part. What I'm saying is, I don't know why. I don't know why he done it. Let me rephrase it. I don't know why he done that.
But once we turn off the trash and all that, it's, you
Well,
know.
that's actually outside the city, so the only service she has
Only
is
service
sewer.
she
Believe it
has
or
is
not,
sewer.
there's actually some sewer that's outside of the system, or outside of the city. After annexation in the early 2000s,
So it's
or
like
the old
30,
Camco Utilities was
All they have
purchased.
is sewer with us.
which was like $33 a month, basically. So, I mean, I'm just saying $33 a month times 12 is, when you look at it every year, yeah, it's,
And he should have been paying it.
that's $300 or
This unit
$400
signed
a
a
year.
hardship
We're
back in
way back.
22 to pay additional $15 a month.
Right,
And
I
then that
did.
hardship got voided because they weren't making payments.
I
Who
couldn't.
signed the hardship?
I did. I signed it,
What year was that?
2022.
22.
I did. I
Had the
signed it.
hardship voided
but that's
in
when-
2016.
Right, and that's when I was trying to find some help. They was giving me a little leeway to try to find some help.
If the
So-
board actually get her back on a hardship, I think Ms. Eunice is gonna say something to the effect of she don't think she owes it at all. Is that
She don't want-
fairly accurate?
Oh, what?
Any of the old that old number.
I really don't, but now I'll pay for mine. You know, because the time that I did stop, that's when I stopped to try to find somebody to help me to get that bill paid.
When did you move back?
2022.
And you haven't been making payments since then either?
Oh, no, I did some payments. No,
Have you been paying for sewage every month since you moved back?
I paid maybe about 3-4 times and I paid again. 'Cause that was, I was trying to find some help, sir. I'm on a fixed income myself. Now, at the time I was working, it wouldn't have been a problem. I could have paid at least every week to try to get it. But by me getting paid once a month, I can't do all of that. And then try to keep lights, food, everything else going. That's what I'm saying. It's not that I'm not gonna pay my bill. That's what made me, I said, well, I can't do anything. Nobody's not helping me. I can't find no help to pay this bill and let me start fresh with my own bill. That's what I'm saying. And they won't touch it. And then PRVO says, that's just a sewer. I'm not on the water bill. They just will pay water. Well, I don't need help with water. Barrington water is paid for. That's all I'm saying. I pay what's mine.
Yeah, but
I don't have no problem
yeah,
with that.
Unfortunately, we have to treat Maritown's water once it goes through your pipes, because it comes to the rest of the city taxpayers. So the rest of the city pays for your water to treat water. I mean, that's ultimately it. You want to make 2 or 3 payments or 4 payments since 2022, it's 2024. That's, I mean.
That's just top off of my head. I paid a little, yeah, that's just,
There's
but
nine
that's
other,
what
there's
I-
nine other residents that live on that street. And it's outside the city, but there's 9 other residents who have large bills who basically not done their civic duty by paying their due bills to the city. So they're all individual cases, and we appreciate you coming in so we can understand where.
That's
Some
all
options,
I'm
but-
saying,
but
because
yeah,
they
you got to
still
come to
looking
resolution.
for that a big amount of chunk. I don't have that. And all I'm gonna be doing is paying mines,
I think
paying
we can get around
his.
the big number. The thing is, if we tell you, put her back on a hardship, the board says that, and you come in tomorrow, and they say we need $100 a month, you're gonna probably say that's probably.
I paid $100 this month, so that wouldn't have been a problem. The problem is I'm
We can approve
looking
a
at,
second hardship, right?
Yeah.
It'd be a
Here,
full
you can do all-
hardship, but yeah, y'all can do what you wanna do.
Here's
point-
here's my problem.
okay.
You legally own the house,
Mhm.
whether you live there or not. You chose to move out. Your name was still on the deed. You still own the house with him. Did you inherit a house that is paid for? It? You can tell me yes or no. Are you still making payments on the house?
No, I have an attorney for that because he done something with that.
So you're still trying to get the deed of the house?
No, I have the deeds to the house.
Already own it.
I'm on the deeds. I never was on the mortgage.
I think your
So,
best deal is gonna be that, she'll come in here and say, sign up with them tomorrow and say, hey, we're gonna give you out.
but my problem is if we do that, she's already proven that she's not gonna pay the bill.
No, I paid $100.
Well,
He said
I
$100.
think
So
I think what he's saying,
Mhm.
the concern is, you say you're gonna pay yours, but for the last couple of years, you
that's,
kind of not paid more than you have paid. So what's
Right.
gonna be different from now going forward?
Exactly.
well, okay, that's what you asking.
Mhm.
I'm glad you asked me. Number one, since I just have to suck this up and put my big draws on, as they say, I do that $100 a month. Making sure that most of it goes towards my bill and whatever else, it goes towards his. So I don't have no problem with that. It's just that for me, looking at that amount is overwhelming.
Oh,
And I'm going to feel that I'm going to be still paying this even when I go down in the grave myself. Because it gives me a headache. It's driving me up the wall. Because I want to take care of my own responsibility. That's what I want to do. Take care of my own responsibility. But if I don't have a choice, I live with that. But I want to make sure that what I'm paying, it goes towards, all of it goes towards my bill. And then whatever's left over, like he said, it ain't gonna be no $100 a month per se, because it's only $33, right? Okay, so whatever's left over, just make sure my part goes towards my part. Whatever's left over can go towards that past due bill. But I was looking for some help. I don't have no help, none whatsoever. I went to try to get help. I still don't have no help. And y'all still looking for y'all $6,000 and some odd dollar money that I don't have. That's all I'm saying. So I need some help.
I think that's probably
And the sewer
make
missed
that
the
motion on $100.
tree.
And yes, and the sewer is messed up.
I'm sorry, what do you say about the
In the
sewer?
house, the toilets and all.
Well, it's inside the house. I mean, that's actually the homeowner's responsibility. If there's.
I don't
line of
I
stop-
don't know if it's a
We
roof.
don't know what it is yet.
What down there,
'Cause
they use.
We just spent almost $1.2 million putting a whole brand new pipe system out on the street and to your service connections. And every one of your neighbors has a sewer cutoff. So, relatively short, I'm glad you came in and talked to us so we could potentially work something out. Because it's much better to do this where we can have engagement and have a way forward. It might take a little time, but I love your responsibility taking over. Otherwise, we're gonna dig it up and turn it off and then you won't have a habitable place.
Is there a cutoff on hers right now? It has
Yes,
to turn.
there it is. It has not
No,
been
it
turned
has
off
not
yet.
been turned off.
But there is one, and that's the next step, and the mayor's we've been looking at moving forward, so I'm glad you come in to address it. So I'll make the motion that we put on $100 a month hardship moving forward until the current debt for that parcel goes under your name, and
Right.
as much as we like to say, it's.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, but again, like I said, we all have to assume our responsibility for what's gone before us, and if it's in our name, and then I'll make that recommendation. We put it on $100, reestablish our hardship, and if you fail to make that, do that obligation. and we'll-
$100 per month, just flat $100 per month.
Because normally, is it normal?
$43 for sewer and sewer treatment, and then the rest will go.
Yeah, so it'd be $50 a month, so each year you'd be making $600, so it'd take you approximately 5 years. And I mean, you got more time now, the guy's got a plan for you someplace here. So, but that's a way forward for us, and that's more than anyone else's from that area has come back for, and you might set the precedent, so I'd make that motion.
I'll second that, but with discussion,
Okay.
and this is, we're learning too, I need to learn something here too, because I own property. The property is in my name, and somebody else is living in that property. If they run up a bill and move away, do I have to pay that?
Yeah,
As a landlord,
Yes.
but who's paying,
Not a rental.
who's paying the
So he's
sewage
saying
now?
like Bob Smith rents from whoever, somebody that's not in.
It's actually the person that's renting the house that's responsible for the water and sewage.
and they can't move, they just can't jump like another rental and get another account under their name, because they're flagged.
What if they die?
Here's the problem, she's not a rental.
No, he's.
I mean, look, he's a hypothetical of what could happen.
But, well, that's a situation I have, and I'm listening to this conversation, and it's raised concern, and I'm not sure how it's exactly different other than marriage.
The issue would be if you were paying, they rent from you and you were paying their water and sewage, they're paying one flat fee. It's still in your name because you're paying it. If they register as a renter and they have water and sewage under their name and they run up the bill, they are responsible for it.
And if they die or leave, there are,
Right?
Yes.
yeah, there are options that the city and the state could go after, because there's, we collections teams, because they're forever indebted to the city for that debt. So if they move it away to another state, it depends on how badly we go after that fund, because you're on the hook. When you use the service, you're on the hook for it.
And understand, we cannot by law just write that off.
So
We
tell
cannot.
me again, who's
They will put us in
paying the
jail.
bill?
Oh, no, I wasn't trying to bad, no. I'm just trying to get some help.
We
Because
we
it
could,
was-
we would, but we're doing the best we can.
As far as the forgiving the 6,000, legally just forgiving it. And so the 100 is probably the best that we can do.
Because that is not relieving you of that burden. You are still responsible for that $4,000 amount, or $6,000. Okay. Yeah, so,
It's just a shame.
so,
That's-
Is there a second? Oh, we do have a second. Motion got a second, all in favor? If you would, Ms. Eunice, just come up and see what Francis in the morning.
Okay.
Well, don't come in the morning, because it's cut off day tomorrow.
I paid up for this
She
month.
paid 100 this month,
No,
so
sure
just come before the end of the month, sign up, and then make sure you pay before the 21st, so you won't incur additional late fees.
All right,
Thank you for coming.
all right, thank you,
Yes,
thank you, thank you.
All righty, proclamations and resolution. We've got some very special guests with us this evening. We're gonna expect to have a few pictures taken here in a few seconds, but anyway, I want to read a little bit of this. As I say your name, if you guys would stand up, that would be awesome. I guess let's make sure we've got 4 votes at least to pass this on the agenda. I don't want to speak on behalf of the board, but number 5, presentation of state and house resolutions from Representative Larry Byrd and Speaker Jason White congratulating Eagle Scouts Logan Aaron Butler, Hayden Charles Morgan, and Parker A. Howard. If you guys would stand up, that would be awesome. And I'm going to get a little bit of this as well. And I want to come around and get some pictures if y'all don't mind.
Hey, we want to go ahead and
Oh, yeah,
motion.
and here I am tripping up. Is there a motion?
second.
Motion.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous, there you go, good job.
Congratulations, guys.
I'm gonna just read a little bit of this, but this is something that Representative Byrd and Speaker White sent us down. I got something else to give you guys as well. And then I'll come around and present this to you, but anyway, this is really fantastic. And it says, it ends saying, now therefore be it resolved by the House of Representatives of the state of Mississippi that we do hereby commend and congratulate, in this case, Logan Aaron Butler upon earning the Boy Scouts of America's highest and most prestigious Eagle Scout Award, and extend sincere wishes for continued success in all future endeavors. Be it further resolved that copies of this resolution be furnished to Logan Aaron Butler and to members of the Capitol Press Club. So congratulations, guys. I'm gonna come around and talk.
That's a lot of money.
A lot of work.
Boys at work.
It's a good thing they're cloth, they'd be bending over forward.
I can never have seen any of those. Thank you for the troop leadership too. That's
1 hour every week.
That's what they say. That's pretty quick, but yeah.
all we volunteer.
Pay is great though.
That's all, hey, I had a couple of days with Nate, I was in this full time.
No, no job. This is it.
Like, as you can see, this is a flag that they're going to get as well.
Oh, very cool.
Oh, my goodness, they're getting out of here.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, I think we go in just a second.
Who's shelving people on the flag?
I've had to hold on these for a few weeks, so it's been. Thank you. How you doing? There you go. Give me that. Now, if you guys will get up here and I'll stand next to you. We're gonna take a couple pictures. If you could, you send it to us, Paula?
Uh-huh. We'll let them get theirs first.
Yeah.
Act like you're happy.
Why is all standing on? Never mind.
Where is Strickland? I heard him.
He's only 43.5.
Nobody asked you. Okay, guys.
Awesome. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate the family members. I even know some of y'all.
You got
Yes, ma'am.
No, we're just.
Yes, thank you.
You said that. Kind of issues that go. We'll stop.
Mayor Ducker, I know I'm not on the agenda. I missed the public comment, but I think it was appropriate to allow the Boy Scouts to get recognition. Right. Thank you so much.
You look sharp, my friend.
Thank you, Craig. I appreciate that. And I have my little pedal pin on as well, if you haven't noticed. Mayor Ducker, Board of Aldermen, Attorney Eaton, my friend Melissa. Thank you for these few seconds I want to share with you about how grateful I am for your leadership. I know it's tough. I come to these in person and I see the challenges you have, but I can tell just from what you did with Miss Eunice that you care about everybody that lives here, no matter their color, no matter their sex, no matter their economic background. You're trying to do the best, and I see it. My wife works here, if you didn't know that. And we've been here 25 years. Since 1999, we've lived in the Friendly City. And I've seen the change. I've seen the growth. I've seen the improvement. I've seen the challenges. I'm just standing here to let you know I support you. I support you. I'm not very vocal. That's why I took a little time to just say something, because you're wondering, why does Andre come to these things? I don't like coming to these things, but I come because I care. I don't know if you were there. I saw some of you when we were at the park and we celebrated 50 years. And I heard that band And I saw those families and those kids. Everybody had a lot of fun. We had neighbors come celebrate with us. That was a great time. Valerie, thank you.
Absolutely.
I remember when you got hired. We made the best choice possible. Thank you for all you've done for us. Continued success. Mayor, I just want to take a second to say thank you for what you do. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Welcome anytime. All right, no business, folks. No old business. Let's get to general business, and I'll talk about this. Chief out there, Chief Hendrick. He is.
Chief Hendry.
If you guys don't mind,
There's
I would like to move number 19 under orders and ordinances. Go ahead and do a swearing in. You want to go ahead and bump this up, don't you?
Oh, Mr. Cody?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, number 19, requesting to adopt an order hiring Cody West as a firefighter at a rate of 11.7521. It's kind of the way our firefighters work their hours, so it's always a couple extra digits, but per hour effective April 18th per Assistant Chief Sims. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All righty, Cody, come on up here, let's make this official.
Yes, sir.
By the way, you don't have to dress like that. We're gonna put regular firefighter in.
I just got out of the Navy. You can tell I need a uniform. I don't know what to wear, so.
You're fine, hon. You come to this meeting, maybe that'll get him out.
Yeah, it is.
I think Cody's trying to class up the fire department.
Make that get him out.
Change my vote and say anything.
You will raise your right hand and repeat after me. Say this. Read it. I, Cody West,
I, Cody West,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully support
that I will faithfully support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Mississippi,
and the Constitution of the State of Mississippi,
and obey the laws thereof,
and obey the laws thereof,
that I am not disqualified
that I am not disqualified
from holding the office
from holding the office
of firefighter,
of firefighter,
that I will faithfully discharge
that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Appreciate it.
Cody, what was your last service? Was the name?
I just got back from Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Thank you.
I'm excited to hear it.
Thank you. We appreciate you being here.
Appreciate that as often, say, we like to show our folks off, and in the past, we wouldn't know, bump into somebody at Walmart. They think we're being snobs, because we just hired them last week, we may not have ever met them. But, anyway, appreciate you sharing with us, Chief. I think you're on here in a minute or two.
Yeah, in with the new and out with the old.
Got that out. Okay, number 6, under general business. Request to authorize the mayor to execute the establishment of just compensation offers for the Matthews Branch sidewalk project as follows, and you see the numbers there. It's roughly, I don't know how many parcels, but it's roughly $75,000 when it's all said and done. We're missing a few, so they're still working through some of the process, but I was very pleased to see this number. But is there a motion? Motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And one day we'll, still talking about Matthews Branch, we'll go Walters. That'll be a great day.
Just as a question for the parcels that aren't on here, is there just been a holdup?
A little bit, I think a couple of them had some questions, they just wanted to kind of sort everything out. I don't think there's anything.
I've not been notified of any major problems. I know like for a couple of parcels, or one in particular, we were really getting close to, but there was some unpaid taxes. And those start to accrue interest on the Chancery Court, clerk's office, and that goes up every month, so it's a little bit complicated to compute. And so there are some minor issues that are not unexpected when you're dealing with, it looks like about 20 parcels 20 separate landowners. Some of we're having to buy some extra parcels. So you saw a reference here. For instance, you saw we were buying parcel 9X for $165, but we were buying parcel 9 for $10.50. So those were both the same owner. The 9X was this unexecuted remnant that under law we really should buy.
Yeah.
Because we've left them with nothing.
We basically destroy the property if we don't take it.
If we don't. So, but there's no major complications in this project of which I've been.
Sounds good.
44,000, almost 45,000.
That's a big parking spot over a lot across, right next to the gas station.
Yes, and it's on
Entrance.
Main Street.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's on the front.
Okay, that's a big piece.
Yeah, that's a big. And it goes all the
That's
way back.
commercial
Probably
too.
Ward 4.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's actually really good.
Yes.
Not Ward 4.
That's not Ward 3.
I don't have
You don't have that. How do you not have that?
6.
Just take that
I
out,
don't
maybe.
touch Main Street.
We voted, we're good. All right, now the fun stuff. Number 7, request to, well, it's not fun yet. Request to accept the plans and specifications for the 2024 street overlay and advertise for bids. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion, just, and Tony, I appreciate you taking my call, Aaron, and looking for, and we're not gonna publicize all this, all the little parcels, because it's still kind of working public, but it's three.
If you do get it, I think what Drew's mentioning is we're bidding it out as 3 different options. Obviously, worst case scenario, horrible news would be we only got to do 1. We really think we can figure something out. Melissa should be able to figure out something to get at least option 2. Hey, we're gonna dream and try to get option 3, which would be, and once again, these are gonna be back to back with some of the largest paving projects that we've ever done in the city. Problem is what we get grief is we're so far behind, but I think, over the next 3 to 5 years, but I said 3 to 5 years ago, so anyway.
And just the time, yeah, and then,
Moving in the right direction. We've got headwinds, we do, and these folks know about this, and I know everybody thinks we got a lot of money, but we got a lot of expenditures that we've spent where it wasn't budgeted, it's just something that popped up. And we do want to take advantage of outside monies as well. And they usually want you to do some matching funds with that as well, so it's, and at some point I mentioned to them, at some point we're gonna have to pave, Central, and that's gonna be a big big number. But, anyway, appreciate, the board's, I guess, stick to it-ness, making sure we get, something like this taken care of. And we're worried about the stuff that's under the streets as well. The worst thing you can do is have a water leak, and it's gonna happen. Have a water leak after you pave or a sewer project, and then you have that go on. So hopefully back end of, May, we should start getting these back, and then we'll sort through it.
our timeline still looking, basically, very similar to the last one would be, if we time it right, like we were very fortunate and had got a competitive bid, because we were able to open it up and give the contractor as much,
Plenty of time.
much flexibility, so, basically probably not realistic till next March timeline.
Yeah, we
That's
don't,
on the
I
ground.
really care. Actually, I think we could get it on a little quicker, but I think it's smart not to put pressure on.
Yeah, because
I
that's,
think they probably jack up the number. If they say we gotta move this guy to the side and take care of pedal, we're gonna make it worth our while.
and that's the only thing I was trying to, because
Yeah.
bottom line, it'll, just because we're doing this now, don't expect something in July or August. It is planning, focusing, like the mayor working through this is maximizing our flexibility, but also it's probably gonna be next spring, which is very similar to how the contract is constructed, and that's fine, as long as we have a plan. So I just don't think that we're gonna be paving next week.
Yeah.
So,
Already got a motion, got a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Number 8, request to pay estimate number 1 in the amount of $54,862.50 to Stevens TPS Inc. for interior tank painting of Fairchild standpipe. Is there a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The job I would not take, but
Nope.
anyway. Number 9, request to set a hearing date for May 28, 2024, at 6 p.m. Property located on 937 Highway 11. Is there a motion?
motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 10, request to advertise for and make final payment in the amount of $193,205.83 to Sports Contractors Unlimited LLC for infield turf. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Been hearing rave reviews, people that have visited town. We hope we see that reflected in our sales tax. Number 11, request to sponsor the 2024 Law Ooh, I'm so out of shape. Request to sponsor 2024 Law Enforcement Special Olympics Torch Run at a cost of $400. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We'll be ready, chief.
I know you will.
What's the date of that, the 9th?
May the night, 8 a.m. sharp, don't be late.
Man.
You can't just run when the cameras are on, right?
Man.
So that don't work.
We're
We've
doing
got
a
a torch
live,
wall,
we're doing a
do a
live,
torch
Facebook
run, so be
live,
ready.
and then I'm catching a ride at Hattiesburg.
I got
Number 12, request to contract with Atlas right of way for right-of-way acquisition related to Castlewood sewer improvements for the city clerk. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 13, request to purchase ad in Pedal Life magazine at a cost of $550.
Motion.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I need to figure out what you want the ad to be, this current ad is all y'all with Steve in it. and
Can't we like?
We'll just say that Kim has.
Send me the picture, I can block
So we
them
can
out.
either do.
Put like
Take a picture.
Kim's
Can y'all
face
get
in
the
there.
Get
picture?
her picture. This is her
Come
day
up
over
with
here.
something. They said they're gonna, like the 50th anniversary in this one, so y'all.
When does that need to be turned in?
I really don't know,
We need to get together and take a picture.
something, whatever y'all wanna do.
Don't you ram like that. All you have to do is text the next meeting and say, God, dress for a picture. Delegating.
And lady.
All right, stand up, sir. Number 14, is there a motion to accept the resignation / retirement of Chief Joe Hendry?
I don't know that I can.
Well, there's no motion, we just kind of sit here, you know,
Sit.
sit there for a while.
Looks like you're still working,
I
chief.
want to legally, Rodney, could you look that up, how long we keep it? I mean, if we just didn't take it, you'd be at the house and we'd be paying you, huh?
Yeah.
Sounds like something illegal's going on, huh?
Y'all already hired a good replacement. That'd be a good time to. It's been
Motion.
real and it's been fun, but at times it's not been real fun.
Got a motion, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Chief, come on up here for a second.
Go lock the door.
It's not till we approve the minutes, until we approve the minutes, it's not official,
It's not
right?
official.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just tell you, it's stuff that what department heads will do to get out of a department head. We appreciate your service, Larry. It's been, your track record has been incredible. What was our time class when you first got here?
6.
Now we're a 4.
That's all me. That's all.
Appreciate your steadfast leadership, right, in that department. That's
Yes,
tough.
sir.
A lot of folks don't know that our department's the biggest department in the city, personnel wise. So, there's a lot of cats to
That
herd.
means there's the biggest, headaches.
You gave
The mower, the
them
mower.
as good as you got, so definitely appreciate your work there.
I've enjoyed a long career since 1980 in the fire service, and it's time to go on and do something else and let the young minds prevail and younger bodies do the work.
And between now and May 10th, we still have some coffee to drink, and we're going to have a couple other little things for you.
Well, we don't need to have any
Well, we
of that.
can't get the ticker tape parade. I couldn't line the band up out there with Dr. Dillon. Appreciate your service, sir. I wasn't here, Chief Hyatt, whenever you came on board as mayor, but it seems surreal when Steve left, and it almost seems surreal that Chief Hendry's been here so long. So, just don't take anybody else with you, Chief. We're doing 7, 8 years anyway, but I appreciate that.
Nobody else social security eligible but me.
But he leaving, I ain't got nobody to call. I call him and he'll come.
Keep calling him.
Yeah. Mary says, yeah, go ahead. Keep on.
If you need smoke alarm, give me a call.
I will.
Seminar as a travel request for Amy Heath to attend 2024 COAA Annual Education Conference, Orange Beach, Alabama, on May 1st and the 2nd, total cost of $118. Is there a motion?
Motion.
A motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, here's where we're going to make some changes, and this was a good pickup by you, Alderman Burson. Request to adopt order increasing the rate of pay for Mark Hicks to $15 per hour effective April 17th.
Yes, so whoever makes this motion, we would ask that you make the motion as it's stated, but amend that date from April 3rd to April 17th.
Make that motion.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 17, request to adopt an order promoting Shalane Davidson to second-class dispatcher at a rate of $16.21 per hour effective April
17.
17th,
Yes.
2024. Is there a motion?
I'll take the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 18, request to adopt orders adjusting pay scale for second, third, and fourth class police officers and second, third class and recruit dispatchers per Chief Hyatt. Is there a motion?
And to become effective on April 17th.
Motion. With
Is there a
that,
second?
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we've already done number 19, and number 20 is request to adjust services billed at 330 Baker Street as follows due to a leak of water, 233, the late fee 43.54.
Kim?
Yes.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 21, request to review the ordinance amending section 34-96 of the Petal City of Petal Code of Ordinances in relation to fees for sewer districts.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second, for discussion, if anyone has any questions, but for that.
Is that for you to add the,
I think.
at no expense to the city?
Yeah, there's three pieces of that, two of them basically for new builds, and that's, again, we talked with John, his first advice, which was a great engineer, like, hey, it should, if we can work out some sort of agreement with the water association, but I think we have not been able to do that, so this is a fallback position that if, and it had to be in two locations for that, one where if it's a new connection, like inside a new build inside the city in a non-subdivision environment, like it's just a parcel being built. And all that does require a sewer cutoff valve that will be installed per the city's engineer's approval. And that's what John Weeks wanted in there. He said, as long as it comes to him for their office, because he said they'll probably standardize it. And that way, but that'll be a cost to the developer or the homeowner if they're putting a new tap in. So there's one where they put a new tap in, and the second one portion of that where it talks about if it's underneath our subdivision rules, because like I said, when the subdivision builds it all out, then they basically hand it over to us when we accept it on a part of our asset inventory. So we want to make sure a large builder builds all the houses to that code, which is specifically would include a sewer cutoff. And this is only when the city's or the water service is not the city water service. So it would not be a new build if it was in down here on South Main, because that would not be applicable. So that's where the first two parts of that about, saying, hey, we want this will be installed at the developer or builder's price, and like I said, John Weeks, our city engineers gave feedback on that was fine. And then the third part is actually a fee if we have to go down and dig into one and install a new one, like for existing home. Then it's greater cost, and like if the city ends up turning off the water, there's a fee for that. And if they actually go remove the water meter, that's really what the kind of synonymous kind of thought process is, because the cost of either Clearwater or another contractor to go out there and dig down 6-8 feet and install a city's approved sewer cutoff to shut off a house that owes $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $8,000 in sewer costs. Unless they can come in and they work with us and we have a payment plan go forward. But that's what that third, we didn't have a fee that went above the actual cost. It would actually cost us money to go dig it out to install, to turn off the sewer. And I said it's that $300 is based, looking at the time involved and going down the man hours, equipment hours, maintenance, and we're still probably not exactly making money. We're not making money on it, but we're not actually losing out completely like we would be. And again, that's a fallback, worst case scenario. We don't want to do this. It's when a homeowner or account owner does not step up to the plate and forces the rest of taxpayers to share, to have their burden of paying for their black water. So that's what those three statements are. And what I'd like you, if you all have any questions, I'll be offline and talk, or we can discuss it, and then we would vote to make that ordinance change the next meeting and make it, and they would have to be, it'd be good, and then have to be publicized, and then that'd be codified in our ordinances for future, whatever happens, like I said, for us, follow-on aldermen and mayors that will hopefully have a tool in their toolkit that we don't have right now. And that's kind of like I said, we're just trying to build a better process and not make it overly burdensome, because ordinances, you want to keep it
Solution to a
clear.
difficult problem.
So that's the 2 minutes bill, but I'll be available to talk all one-on-one unless anybody's got a question now.
If we don't do it now, 500 homes coming online with a Barrington water system, we're in trouble. I'm done.
Got a motion, got a second, all in favor?
Aye.
In the mayor's report, kudos to that, Valerie, as Andre said, for the 50th, I think we really, the term I used was we really stepped into the moment. And the great thing about it was, the Lord blessed us with fantastic weather that we knew was gonna be fantastic, like on Monday or Tuesday. Because a little part of Valerie's job, and somebody's new job that I was gonna mention as well, is that every 4th of July, you do the dance. It's gonna be bad weather. There's a line that once you cross it, you pay for it whether you use it or not.
Yep.
And nobody wants, I said, no, Lord, don't let me have to make that call. How'd y'all spend that much money and it rained? You should have known it was gonna rain. But, I thought it was a fantastic event. I thought the Thursday event was fantastic. Mike Lott had a ton of folks show up at his, I should have made more of a joke about the rough customers that you went to school with. I know a lot more about Alderman Lott now, having seen who he went to school with. So anyway, I thought that was a great event. Appreciate the invite as well. And I would also like to mention as well, I guess the good with the bad, but it's all good for you. So I'm proud for you. Appreciate the service that you provided us on July 31st. Those that don't know, Valerie is going to step out of her role as head of the chamber. And you've done a fantastic job. It's been really awesome to work with you and your love for the city and the things. I know you don't ever get it just like you want it, but you're going to look back on this period of time and wonder how we got done what we've gotten done.
Yeah.
We're just do you want to say some words? What are we going to do?
No, I don't want to say
August 1st, she's so locked into this. I said, well, what if we just put you over one event? And very non-committal at this point. So I'm going to continue the sales pitch and everything. But you always have a seat at City Hall whenever you want.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
We're gonna get you an honorary envelope to collect all the taxes for all the upcoming events.
And you'll guarantee the weather for July, right?
Yeah, just like always.
There'll be some weather.
Same as always.
I would, I think we need a quick, I don't know why I always say quick, it could be an hour, I don't know. We need an executive session on personnel matter, and we need to seek a motion to see the need for an executive session.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Alrighty, folks, we are fixing to go into executive session. Anything from the audience to say? I'm sorry, I'm leaving you out.
I gotta go to I'm waiting. I gotta go to another meeting. I gotta run, taking me home.
We could have voted no, and let it go overnight.
You walked in there and your face was